What's up, Taiwan? I'm Eric Gao, and thanks for joining us for the news this Saturday afternoon. Taiwan's government is one step closer to regaining access to some of its frozen budget. Lawmakers passed the first reading of a bill to unfreeze 238 budget items, including for the cabinet and for the election commission. Opposition parties had blocked parts of the spending plan earlier this year, demanding more oversight. At the same time, lawmakers also moved forward a $12.6 billion tariff relief package for Taiwan's economy. The recall campaign against opposition Kuomintang caucus whip and Hualien legislator Fu Kunqi looks to have gathered enough support to pass the second stage. Campaigners handed over the more than 32,000 Phase 2 petition signatures to the Hualien County Election Commission on Friday morning. But it took election officials until almost midnight to check the signatures, only eliminating 11 of them. The official count will be released within 40 days. If approved, a recall vote against Fu will be held. This is just one of dozens of recall campaigns targeting lawmakers from both the ruling and opposition parties. Thousands of people took on a unique challenge at the Taipei 101 today, running up its stairwells in the annual vertical marathon. Tiffany Wong was there.
We are here at the top of Taiwan's tallest skyscraper, where thousands of people have just finished the annual Taipei 101 run-up. It's a vertical marathon in the country's iconic landmark. They've just climbed up 91 floors, that's over 2,000 steps, and 390 meters. We saw many people make it to the finish line and then collapse, others still standing.
I'm so glad I finished because I was questioning myself while I was climbing. I almost wanted to give up, but I keep remember people who supported me. So I keep going no matter what, and I never give up. And I finished and I just collapsed right away.
今天是真的累蛮多的，我大概到了60几楼就开始抬头看楼梯了，60几这样，然后还有20几层楼，然后再撑一下，然后到刚刚到80几楼的时候，其实我本来很期望自己可以再加一点速度上去，但是那个脚实在是太硬了。
Now, this is not an easy race, and some people have taken just 15 minutes, others longer as they race up the stairs, even pulling themselves up with their arms at the end. The men's and women's records have not been beat since the first race 20 years ago in 2005, and there's a prize of $6,000 if someone does. But for many, it's not about breaking the overall record, it's about beating their own. What time do you think?
About 11 minutes 25 today, but my target was 11 minutes 15. About 10 seconds late, difficult. But next year, I must challenge again. Why Taipei?
This was my first time, so I didn't really know what to expect, but I really love trail running.
And what's it like the first time racing Taipei 101 with your son?
Well, I couldn't even see him. He ran way faster than me, so I'm glad to see that he was so far away.
And despite all the effort it took them to climb up these 91 floors, there's something about this crazy challenge that keeps them climbing up to the top year after year. Kamistry and Tiffany Wong at Taipei 101 for TaiwanPlus.
And after the final times were released, Ryoji Watanabe did meet his goal of 11 minutes 15 seconds, giving him first place in this year's race. Now, climbing up 91 stories is a feat of endurance, one that thousands of people completed today. But there's another endurance event that very few people complete, the 6633 Arctic Ultramarathon. For our interview program Zoom In, Zoom Out, our reporter Sandy Chi spoke to Tommy Chen, the first person from Asia to complete that race, to learn about what it takes to survive that harsh competition.
Could you tell us about the preparations? Where did you do it and how?
其实我在台湾准备了很多年的时间，就是为了这场比赛。那我至少在这场比赛了解做了许多的data research， 大概3、4年的时间。那我知道这一场比赛是号称全世界最难的一场极地长征赛，所以在台湾没有这样的环境，我就从瑞典订的雪橇到台湾，然后我就改装它。那在台湾开始做长距离的耐力的这样的训练。
Did your training really help you, as Taiwan is a subtropical country and you competed in the Arctic Circle? How did that all work?
我们知道台湾就是一个 海岛，我们四面环海，那没有下雪，也不会有这样极端的环境。那尤其是在装备的资讯，还有我们在装备的了解上，还有身体的反应力，都没有办法有这样的经验。所以我在台湾就只能去做身体上的一些 physically 的一些准备。那实际上整个到了 Arctic Circle 的之后，其实没有太大的帮助。但是最多的帮助其实就是我的 endurance， 我的身体的表现跟我的状态，在所有的选手里面我是最好的。就是我到了 checkpoint， 可能其他国家的选手已经非常疲惫了，但我的表现依然可以维持在一个比较好的状态。那所以对我来说，其实就是带着一种信念。那个信念其实是一个 inside 在心里面的，因为从零星几个人跟我去跑，一直到我在整个训练台湾的过程中，变成是几百个人在路上默默的支持我。其实这就像是他们承载的一个他们的信念跟梦想，然后陪伴着我到北极。所以对我来说，其实台湾很小，但是它有人情、有文化，有着每个人不同承载的梦想。所以对我来说，在台湾的训练其实就是身体上的准备，然后跟带着这个信念到了北极圈，其他的到现场临机应变。
Were there any unforgettable moments or maybe something that happened unexpectedly during your training?
我觉得其实真正在整个训练过程中带给我最大的感受是，我是一个人训练，可是当沿途很多人他们上班的时候请假或带小孩出来在路边帮我加油的时候，对我来说就是整趟过程中其实最特别的意义，因为它不是比赛，它只是我个人的训练，可是有台湾很多人的支持，对我来说是一个很深刻的一个记忆。
So we understand that a lot of people followed you along the way during training. Were there anyone that really impressed you or followed you the whole way? Could you tell us about it?
大概有一群人，他们大概跟了4天，跟了5天，有人跟了大概整整1个礼拜的。然后他们就跟我讲说，他们其实没有勇气的人，然后他们其实也比较内向，或者是他们觉得生命里面好像没有什么值得可以再努力的事情。可是他们看着 GPS 的点开始在跑的时候，也渐渐的鼓励他们，就是走出户外，做他们不曾做过的事情。他们没有去过，他们跟在我后面说，他们不曾用这样的方式去看过台湾每一个不同的道路。对，所以对我来说，这是一个非常特别的。
What was it like competing in the world's windiest, toughest, and coldest marathon?
其实比赛整个最大恐惧的过程是我从这个White Horse 的这个城镇移动到 Arctic Circle 的过程。我们从-9度，我已经适应好这个温度了。结果我们移动12个小时到起跑点，短短12个小时，气温就降了20度。然后你就看到-9度、-10度、-20度、-28度。每4个小时我下车上厕所，我都发现我越来越害怕。所以到起跑线之前，其实我是带着很多恐惧的。应该是说每一天我都带着恐惧去参加这个比赛。那甚至是到后面的倒数第2天的时候，已经很多选手退赛了。加上我追到巴西选手的时候，他其实已经快要有点失温了。然后他手不断发抖，我没有办法拆他的这个暖包放他手套里面，我就过去帮他忙，我就说用西班牙文跟他讲说 rápido mucho frío， 我就说要赶快冲刺，赶快移动，我说太冷了，真的太冷了。我们就一直往前在冲刺，因为要让身体暖起来。我就听到他后面一直不断大叫，那个时候我也会害怕，因为我知道那个叫是带着恐惧的叫声。我们想要用吼叫的方式去驱赶外在环境的极限。那后来之后，他突然间就慢慢不见了，他头灯也不见了，一片漆黑。他后来才知道他气塞，就是他迷航了。还有在比赛的时候刮起非常大的暴风雪，是最后一天，气温是-37度，体感是-42，所有东西都结冰，所以你没有办法有任何协助自己的动作，你没办法做什么。什么都不能做了，你只能前进而已。在那边，你让身体活动，就是唯一求生的方式。你只要停下来3分钟，你的体温下降，你有可能就会失温，你有可能手指头开始会失去知觉，你可能会开始冻伤。所以在那里一切其实都是为了生存，虽然痛苦，但它很美丽，美丽到连续5天都出现阿鲁拉。
You can find the full conversation with ultramarathon runner Tommy Chen on Zoom In Zoom Out on the TaiwanPlus website. Poor air quality across Asia has been a growing concern for decades. Though there are many causes, in Myanmar and other parts of Southeast Asia, smoky skies are often a result of seasonal slash and burn farming. As Jonathan Kaplan reports, it's an issue that may not go away anytime soon.
Deep in the hills of Myanmar's Shan State, far from the battlegrounds of the country's ongoing civil war, farmers scorch the earth, not to destroy, but to grow their crops. Shifting cultivation, also known as slash and burn agriculture, is an entrenched practice here, passed down through generations.
We've been depending on farming for our livelihood since the time of our ancestors. This is the only work we have because there are no other jobs and opportunities in our region. That's why we continue with shifting cultivation each year. It's the only way we survive through this traditional cultivation.
The practice works like this. Farmers cut down the trees and vegetation on the land they wish to cultivate. After the winter season dries out the fallen plant matter, they put the torch to it. The burn creates a richly fertile area for planting crops. Shifting cultivation has come under heavy scrutiny from governments and environmental groups in recent years, but farmers say they do it responsibly.
While logging and burning cause deforestation and harm the environment, we have our own rules and regulations to prevent this deforestation. We only cut trees and burn the same fields once every 10 years. During that time, we let the trees grow back on the mountains, and after 10 years, we repeat the process.
Agricultural burning is widespread in Southeast Asia. Visitors to tourism hotspot Chiang Mai across the border in Thailand, about 200 kilometers away from Shan State, learn to avoid the late winter burning season when the air is thick with smoke. Doctors like Rungsrit Ganjanavanit say it's a public health concern in Thailand's second largest city.
The effects on the population is very high. Unlike if you have, say, if you smoke, then okay, your risk of having heart attack might goes up 2-3 times, but not everyone smoke. But here, although the risk itself is not as high as smoking, you have to multiply by the exposure rate, which is 100% because everyone breathes, yes.
Back in Myanmar, local leaders say there's no way around slash and burn.
As the Kayan people, we have relied on shifting cultivation and see no alternative ways for the future due to a lack of technology and essential abilities to switch to other farming methods.
The villagers here subsist on the crops they grow on the hillsides, like rice, corn, and chili peppers. They hold ceremonies and celebrations for the burn. And some say the environmental effects of sending whole hillsides up in smoke isn't all that bad.
When we burn the fields in the mountains, it's only for about an hour, not the whole day or week. The smoke dissipates within that hour, and we believe this short period of burning does not significantly contribute to pollution.
The haze may drift elsewhere, but locals say the practice isn't going away anytime soon. Amid the instability of civil war in a nation where half the population lives in poverty, the farmers here just don't have the resources to live any other way. And so, environmental cautions, like smoke from the fields, are thrown to the wind. Andy Xue and Jonathan Kaplan for TaiwanPlus.
And thank you for joining us today for What's Up Taiwan. If you want more of our news reports, head over to the TaiwanPlus website or follow us on social media. Finally, we take you to New York City, where some art pieces are up for auction. One of them, a sculpture by Giacometti, could sell for more than $70 million US. I'm Eric Gao. Have a great day.
I'm Tiffany Wong in Kuala Lumpur, and you're watching Taiwan Plus.